Hello, I'm Edward Tarte, once a Catholic priest for 5 years in the 1960s, now an atheist, which means I find no credible evidence for the existence of any God. This is the 14th in a weekly series of videos that I'm making for friendlyatheist.com. The generic classification of this video could be titled Seminary Memories. In the 6 years from 1957 to 1963, I was, to my present shame and sorrow, in St. Mary's Seminary in Houston, Texas, preparing to be a priest. Before supper, every Sunday and usually about 2 weekdays a week, we had in our chapel the 15-minute church service known as Benediction. The idea was that Jesus would bless us, not from afar in heaven, but right there in the chapel. He was physically present and would bless us before our very eyes. How would that be possible? We all firmly believed, in accordance with required Catholic doctrine, that locked up in the cylindrical tabernacle in the middle of the altar was Jesus himself, his real physical body, under the appearance of little round hard bread wafers. During benediction, one of these was placed by the priest in a special stand called a monstrance, with a glass window. The priest placed the monstrance in an elevated position so that we could all see what was in the glass window, looking like a round wafer, and worship what we were convinced was really Jesus. After we sang a couple of songs, the priest took the monstrance, faced us, and made a large sign of the cross motion with it, by which we all understood that Jesus was right there blessing us, giving us his benediction. I now realize that there was never any credible evidence to support any of this, and that it was all worthless nonsense. Music was an integral part of the benediction service. The seminary chapel had a pipe organ. As a seminarian, already knowing how to play the piano, I learned with the help of a couple of my classmates how to play the organ. I eventually became the seminary's chief organist, so I played the organ at many of the benediction services. I loved doing that. There were 3 songs for me to play and for my fellow seminarians to sing. At the end, I got to play a joyful hymn as my fellow seminarians sang it. The hymn most often sung at the end was entitled, "Holy God, we praise thy name." Never mind that the God we worshipped, the God of the Bible, was anything but holy. Never mind that he endorsed or perpetrated slavery, mass murder, infanticide, rape, incest, cannibalism, mass torture. Never mind that we seminarians, even more so than other Catholics, were under the constant threat of eternal torture in hell. We didn't pay any attention to that. I played on the organ and my fellow seminarians sang, "Holy God, we praise thy name." To all of you, thank you for watching this video.